student of the prestigious Faculty of Law, ladies and gentlemen, and honorable members of the press, I am Adekunle Oluwabukunmi C, a three-year student of the Faculty of Law, and I am honored to present my manifesto for the position of President of the Law Student Society. Over the years, I have had the privilege of being an active member of our society, contributing to its growth in various capacities. Through these experiences, I have developed an active understanding of the challenges we face and the immense potential we possess as a collective. This manifesto represents more than just promises. It is a commitment to work with every one of us to address the gaps, improve our system, and face opportunities that we serve us. With your support, I am confident that we will chart a new course that addresses our challenges while building on our strengths. With the stellar agenda, I invite you to join me as we aspire to challenge the future. A future of inclusivity, excellence, and progress for every member of the Faculty of Law. My manifesto is based on the 7-point agenda using the letters of the word stellar, and I will begin with S, that students' welfare and support. Under this, we will be participating in the process of the student lounge, which addresses our need for a dedicated space for relaxation and academic collaboration. Also, we'll be introducing subsidized learning services using the paper and LSS experience, which will ease law students of some of the burden of paper assignment and materials. Furthermore, we will ensure that the water is kept in the LLC and the LLM are functional again and we will drinking water to students during faculty hours. I'll be looking to reach technology and innovation. And under this, my administration will secure funding to integrate solar utility in the electricity, ensuring that we have sustainable and consistent power supply when there are electricity blackouts on faculty premises. Also, we will work to establish an LSS YouTube channel featuring comprehensive crash courses for law courses, incorporating certified explanations. Now, this platform will feature contributions of top performing students across all classes, creating an accessible field of knowledge for all students. Furthermore, we will optimize the LSS website by integrating an AI-empowered auto-response feature, which will provide answers to frequently asked questions by members of the society, so that the name of the clinic, name of the subject, cost levels available for each faculty, for each class, and so on. Under E, we have educational enhancements. I am currently in contact with a couple of law reports such as clinical, editorial, and law practical, with the aim of securing subscription for law students and subsidized rates. Also, my ambition is to further stop LSS in service and materials focused on emerging areas of law and add to the existing books that we currently have there. Now, and when I was 20 years, I personally hold that education in disciplinary way, as I have an existing relationship with members of the scholarship houses. I have been up to a couple of them, and they are also related to having to supply what we have in the library. Also, we have the constitution of the law students the right for any individual idea within faculties of law in Nigeria and other countries. In our partner to this, I have been able to collaborate with the Muslim society to introduce an school rules and competition, of which the last one was held in 2014. We will work to incorporate this into the annual justice style competition to save costs of organizing these events. The first stands for leadership and professional development, where I will secure internship opportunities across the rest of the world, just as the current administration has done for members of the faculty of law. I am also in contact with local instructors and they are also related positive responses. My ambition will also be upon the existing academic advocacy introduced by the current administration, one will be expanding in specialized areas such as arbitration, mediation, and administration, in conjunction with the area society of the faculty of law. The second level stands for legacy and community. And to motivate excellence, I will introduce the universities to celebrate the success that distinguish themselves not only academically, but also across all areas of life and career. A stands for accessibility and accountability and inclusion. And I will be working to integrate the financial education system in conjunction with the financial secretary. And this report details the income and expenditure of the council, complete receipt and presented to the house. Also, in addition to working with also the PR, we set up a physical system in each class to start as a channel of communication, reading the communication data currently exists. Finally, other areas of education and health, where my application will work to introduce a health labeling law in conjunction with the University of Environmental Students Association, as well as the Dentistry Association, to raise awareness about health facilities and provide free medical services such as industrial and reproductive tests. In conclusion, my manifesto is not just a list of promises, but a blueprint of practical and innovative solutions to long-standing challenges in our society. From leveraging technology to improving government system, my approach is grounded in four types of accountability, ensuring that we stay ahead in rapidly evolving academic and professional life.
Thank you very much.
Intellectual lawsuit. I think in Nigeria there was not many complaints about awareness. Instead, the plans are renewed. A manifesto is meant to listen to the competition about the students and our observations of the in general. Hence, it is not my manifesto, but our manifesto. Because our needs, desires, and hopes for the LSA is jointly represented in these documents. First, our conversations with the current administration and the prepared to see their vision, and I intend to work towards actualizing other projects that will not be commenced. Alongside professional lessons projects that we have been including Justice March, Discord, Bonfire, Movie Nights, and so on. I am proposing 3 other plans which are divided into 3 structures. 1. The constitutional project. Now, the essence of the constitutional project is that these projects are embedded in the constitution, but over the years, about 5, 6, 7 years, they've not been done, facing one or two challenges. To begin with, our prioritized appraisal is respect to the section 4 of the LFS Constitution. Secondly, our maintaining the international competition with respect to the section 48 of the LFS Constitution. Thirdly, our introduce the LFS Justice Journal, which has not been done in 2018. The essence of the constitutional project, like I said, is that in the purpose of law, it is so important that projects in the Constitution are underlined compared to primary projects that are presented. The bonds and primary projects are routine, and the projects are in the Constitution itself, because law is supreme. Secondly, the sustainability-oriented project. The essence of this project is that we are increasing sustainability and balance before projects. That is, we are finding the efforts and innovations of the past administration and bringing them into our world. To begin with, I will revolutionize the LSS website. Second, I will enhance the LSS library to go into greater practice, 40% of law students. Third, I will enhance the LSS office to serve as the campus intermediary committee, helping students with things like recommendation letter, request letters, and everything else from the higher authority in cases when needed. Fourth, as a member of the academy of advocacy, serving as 2 times chamber executive, I feel that one of the major reasons why students affect chamber is because they get very little from it. Hence, the LSS Academy of Advocacy, I'll be representing into the chamber practice. LSS Academy of Advocacy will start doing the entire session. Now, to be a just levels for chambers to work with, the technical aspects will be done in chamber meetings, while the practical aspects will be done in the academy of advocacy. Lastly, the LSS skill acquisition scheme. The third category is legacy-oriented projects. These are projects that will be new and the one administration will be pursuing. 1. I'll be using fully programmed LED displays and relevant areas of the campus. The LED displays will be in the LOT and in the LLR. The LOT is to serve as the timer for those students when the right time. We all know that most students, we are still making an administrative example, just to avoid a given situation. So this thing is serve as the timer, offering students and offering them and provide their roles in their examination. Secondly, the LSS academy. You can clearly that over the years, the only classic by LSS provides is either votes or not debate for SNIL. Meanwhile, the next level are actually be supporting and we will not know. As such, the LSS academy is to be a competition that includes research, that includes presentation, and includes entrepreneurship and innovation. The requirement and the major benefit of this project is that these students are pitching their ideas will be able to use people that are relevant enough to bring all of their innovation to life. Third, the days of honor. The essence of this rule of honor is that we get to celebrate our achievements. We all know that in the faculty of law, the average number of students that finish just like every session is about 20 to 25 out of 150 students. But as well, even if you don't make the purpose at the end of the day, you can put it in the CV that, oh, I made the days of honor 2 times, I made the days of honor 3 times. Like I said, the philosophy of the days of honor is to celebrate our achievements. It is the best code of government of basic needs and disease generation. We all know that the primary reason why some students do not pay their business on time is because the parent teacher is still to come to the LSS secretariat. And the parent secretary goes to school, so she is not always listening. Using applications like campus school, most students can get to pay their business on time. And lastly, the LSS market. The LSS of this is just all also whenever you are presenting and not presenting. Members of the LSS, this is our manifesto. However, that is exactly very important. Indeed, all of us are plans, but I promise you, they are very plans. We don't intend to vote at any place of happiness. I don't want to introduce plans that impress you, but I introduce plans that will affect you. Remember, the place is to come up with the manifesto, but it takes capacity and experience to champion the vision that can lead the LSS to greater place. The post of heritage, simply means that your students, growth over transformation, visibility over recognition, sustainability over unregulated growth.
The Dean of the Faculty of Law is essential in the Law Student Representative Council, the Divisional Council, members of the press present, and esteemed audience. Today, I, Alabi O, Barnabas, the third-year student of the Faculty of the Manifesto, in the presence of every esteemed member of the faculty, present the vision of the next week. Over the course of the years, within and outside the faculty, I have shown absolute commitment to exhibit project leadership traits, which have given me the ability to efficiently ensure my scheduled programs and project in different leadership positions within the law student society. I have significantly contributed to the personal and academic development of copious number of persons and a bid to accentuate my strong commitment and unadulterated passion for individual and collective development. It is in this light that I have made the monumental decision of pioneering a society that is holistically inclusive for all, one which adequately reflects and enhance, prioritizing the welfare of law students and meets other administrative programs. And importantly, I intend to orchestrate a society that speaks up for the people through efficient dialogue, communication, and negotiation with higher authorities, the faculty management, and the school management on behalf of student faculty of law. And this is the vision of the next week. The vision of the next week is issuing 6 policy agenda, which are 1. Welfare. As much as I commend the related spectrum of people's administration, I must however reiterate that welfare within the faculty of law should be given absolute priority, as this should be the primary function of every society to its members. And in this light, I will establishing the LSSA initiative. The LSSA initiative, which will be the subject of the LSS bursary scheme, will be having the responsibility of providing financial aid to students in terms of paying for tuition fees. This will adequately aid students and mitigate the challenges that come with challenges. Number 2, I intend setting up a mental health and mental support project. This project, having carefully and meticulously outlined and unpicked individuals' emotional intelligence and maturity. People who wish to actually book counseling sessions get to meet these people and get to talk to them, whereafter progress will actually be followed and efficient reaching out to these people to monitor their progress in the course of this particular event. I also intend to create an NSS food bank and welfare package. This food bank will be open to all students to donate every month and every little they can to progress with students within the faculty of law, thereby ensuring we reach out to students with even more substantial packages. The third, I also have in mind to bring and also efficient water and dispensers. Making adequate provision for water and dispensers will also be ensured from time to time to ease law students during the course of our classes and further aid welfareism and privatization. Academic agenda. The faculty of law, the University of Ibadan, has known to set the pace within the legal and educational practice. In this regard, I intend to establish an LSS YouTube feed or the LSS YouTube feed, which will be duly aided as providing efficient academic and guiding aids to law students who might not necessarily have the luxury of them to appear at a particular point in the name of the physical tutorial. I also intend to set up LSS academic program. Through this program, there will be application weekly or monthly scenarios in LSS where the students are called upon to give adequate part to this scenario where such person who emerges to be the most adequate scenario to this individual given an ultimate prize. I also intend to put in place a YouTube program which will include the populace of law students and the particular aspect of law. The book among of them does the faculty job of this, likewise the chambers. However, in the case of students who are not formally active participants in these two major organizations, we intend to bring this program to efficiently enhance them with legal and adequate knowledge of law. Financial agenda. I also intend to bring in place a list of sustainability for the law student society, aside reaching out to sponsorship and sponsor donation to fund our program within the law student society. And I intend establishing the LSS Sponsorship Agency. Just in this time, law student society will be put in place. This society, or this agency, are gets to usher at after negotiation with the organizers of such events. Now we get the carrying of interested members of the law student society. Aside this program, serving as a source of revenue for members of the Muslim society is likewise another potent source of revenue and benefit to the student itself. I also plan on bringing on board the Student Bank Association.
So we have it presidential debate now.
Yes. We have to wasting more of our time. Let's get into it. Before we go to the debate paper, to set out the analysis, point of the question, my last key questions, a point of questions which are linked answer the question. So I'm starting from Mr. Abajesude. So earlier this session, there were some motivation, some back and forth between the NSS executive, the particular executive member, and the executive council, and NSRC, which resulted from people being suspended, according to later being in other parts. So I'm going to ask you, the question is clear. What do you make of the current relationship between the NSRC and the executive of NSS? And if you are elected, you are going to be elected, how would you handle conflicts, differences, and what is it that will happen or between council?
This one.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So for your very first question, what can I make of the situation? I think it has been a long-standing tradition between
Thank you very much. So regarding the first question that I asked, what can we make about the situation? I think it's a long-standing tradition that there are usually a tradition between the executive and the executive. So alright. So what I can make of it is that there should be more communication between the executive and the legislation, because I mean we all know that the legislation says that the most close to the executive is about check and balance. And secondly, how do I intend to So how do I get to handle the president? I mean, I think this is where I'm going to say that I'm the president of the security of the member of the commission house of representatives. So I know that what I will do is that I'll get an executive council, I can get the principal of the staff council, the directive of the next council. We'll get to have this from time to time. Whenever the speaker, the principal of the council, will have it to the executive council, I will move them out of the number or ask them to please our this without having contributions in the future.
Thank you very much, Mr. Adekunle. What the question, right? Yeah, the same question.
So, what I can make out of the observations that from between the executive council and the executive, there's a need for a mutual understanding. Now, I believe that that's usually installed with proper communication, and what I been different given the elected as president is to ensure that before anything comes, or before any executive council members have to get the process, or some people don't like it. And make sure that all of them maintain the flow of the house. Now, it's really important that we communicate with respect. The executive council communicates with respect, the legislature, and the legislature communicates with respect to the house. And also, I believe that strict adherence to professional meetings also gives the regular testing, the observation of the members of the executive council and members of the legislature.
He also efficiently communicates needs and demands, actually obtains a pivotal role for the success and effective facilitation of every administration. And I actually opine that if there were proper communication and due respect can actually be ensured, the issue that actually happened, the altercation between an executive member and the Lord's Representative Council will need to happen. And what I will do differently, number one, is consultation, due consultation with members of the executive. Number two, for members of the Lord's Representative Council, Number two is also the deep awareness, so the standing order of the house. Then the house has a set of rules and guidelines which people that are here before the house are expected to follow. And this constitutes major information in also representing the country. And this is exactly
Thank
what
you,
we
Thank you. Next question. So, the three candidates, the three of you have been very you manifest on the issue of welfare LSS members. Now, you would agree that on the issue of mental health, a lot of what contributes to this happen within the classroom. So the question is that how would you advocate for who approaching the intervention, especially as regards grading and classroom disaffection? Say a student is having a disaffection about a particular grade, the group is that graded higher, they are not particularly fine the way it was being taken by a particular lecturer. How you going to handle that?
one of the legal principles in my manifesto is the inclusional agenda. And through the inclusional agenda, I intend to set up a committee of persons for each class who duly communicate their desires to the executive council, which is to be public. And in this situation, when these desires and these applications are communicated to the executive council, the executive council takes proper action on them by making sure that these needs and desires are met. And in terms of grading these applications, to duly and respectfully approach the lecturer and communicate with the students.
Thank you, Mr. Abajesude. Please,
Alright, so in a matter where students are pursuing the government or low grades, I feel like this is the best way to get started by yourself program. Because, I mean, as a student, the problem that our lecturers have with students complain is not that they do not actually go to complain, they go to complain. So what I would think is that when they give that complaint to me, I take the particular complaint to the lecturer, and then I'll currently class as a PT, and I've been in this kind of situation before we even go to that. So when the lecturer is open on saying that it's probably going to change the grade, I would like to know that review of grades is functional rights for the student, but that is only to get to the exam and also the time before. So I'll be conducting some advisors to communicate with the lecturer on the news of the lecturer's lecture, and I believe that will be reasonable resolution. Thank you.
So we solve this problem in the previous administration. There was a helpless committee where students will get their grievances on the lecture exam results and all of that. So I'm also being contributing this administration if the lecture is possible. The only helpless committee where members of the faculty of law can get their grievances in terms of exam results, grievances with publications of marking and all of that. And the executive committee will be approaching the lecturers. Now, it's better because the executive committee is to allow them much more familiar with the lecturer and the members of society. And also, the executive council will have the which will enable them to present it in a much more diplomatic manner than the students, because we are applying the social intelligence.
thank you very much. Because of our time, we'll move to the last question. Ms. Adekunle, you go first. Now, the question is this. You would agree that be a student of I, intellectual, proud, and emotional standing. So you would agree that your opponent, your fellow contestant, are very good. So please, in a minute, teach this crowd, teach the students the faculty of why they should choose people, why they should choose over your opponent.
Speaking about the faculty of law, I am Adekunle Oluwabukunmi, president of the Law Society. Now, I have served the Law Society since I've been a student of this faculty, since 2011, I'm currently at the 300 student. I understand the unique leadership that that comes with being a student and being a leader of the faculty of law. I understand that there is a lot of bureaucracy in the faculty of law and other faculties, and I have continuously discussed with the faculty management on various occasions with the aim of promoting the work of law. I have done it before and I will do it again. It is much better to give somebody with a full chapter of experience than somebody who just comes to them on the journey. Thank you.
Mr. Alabi.
Dear audience, I believe having a plan is one thing, and having an implementation mechanism for such plan is another thing. I intend to qualify an administration that includes you and makes plans for you. I intend to pioneer an administration that collectively solves problems for everybody within a faculty group. And I intend to pioneer an administration that likewise paves for financial prosperity of every member of the ASS and also the low-state society too. And in this light, I am here to usher in the next wave of excellence. Thank you.
Members of the LSS, remember I said earlier that this administration is not about me, it's about you. As such, I believe that a leader is not one who is actually the best at everything, but the power of executive leadership is the power of the leader. And as such, I'll be carrying everybody along in this administration. Then, I believe that a leader is not the best at everything. Instead, as a leader, you are the best who you can best identify those who can get the job. As such, I'm not doing everything. I'm not taking the purpose, I'm the capacity, with the experience, and having served with the legislative, executive, and judiciary. I believe that I, Heritage Abajesude, am a mentor to excellence, service, and liberty. Thank you.
Okay, so my question is especially for what do you think about creating walls and grounds? I don't believe that walls and grounds can be part of the premises.
What about walls and grounds outside the faculty premises?
And not that they are places that are acceptable.
How do you classify?
If there are certain public spaces where we know that people are facing that, so in places like this, that is okay.
The places that you're saying, is it that at assign those places? At the school assign those walls for grounds for
And so you said places where access to places. So isn't it school as assignment particular roles? Those particular roles posters and the like. If they are saying that if the pathway the process to science is perfect or an assigned place for pasting your poster and so I think that the walkway is the way, is the place that takes people. Because it's a walkway and it's not within the part of the road. And of course, so people often champion of those places.
Now we're staying down something that's in fact, the other people does not impact. I'm specifically asking because so that I have seen around, Now, in social science, there's notice board. And instead of putting inside notice class, that's not the other people. And this is not just
for you, this is for the PRO, the VP. It is unacceptable. It is very unacceptable. You don't go around things like walls, trees. It's very, you can't do that on the faculty. It's not the faculty of area. The one of the PROs is that are good character. That's the good character. It's a terrible character. Like that. It's very one of your plans is that you're going to construct a student library in the faculty.
So, again, that is a plan that is contingent on the faculty approval. So, what is doing that plan? If you don't get approval from the faculty, that's just fine. If you then happen to get approval from the faculty, I just want like a survey, costing. How much is it going to cost you? And how do you intend to get the money? Please take note of that. So, and when you faculty will so this question is to Barnabas. You said that you are initiating LSSK initiative America. So, and that you will help those in need of help. How do you help to identify those that are truly in need of the help?
I don't
Okay,
even
so
know.
and I think another one of the plans is that
Maybe just need that. Oh, sorry. Okay.
Okay, so that's my question. So the last question is to Mr. Abajesude. So you have something new here, this was your number, and so what will happen to this if you don't get approval from the faculty? I mean, the recognition will be coming from the team. So what will happen to this plan? Then you also have the LSS adapter, which is a new one, and you said that it will be an addition to the conventional debate, essays and more competition. And I think one of the problems we have in this faculty is that everybody wants to know how to do the previous administration. So you come here and you plan more and more events. And then your professional duties will neglect them. We will not have the initial nomination of the data. We want to try and job before we have the electoral committee nomination. So are you saying that as we adding all of these things to what you already have to do constitutionally, will not affect your constitutional duties? Also, where do you get the data? Because I mean, these are not the plans. Thank you.
So in regards to current approval for the student class, I have consulted the current administration and I have been informed that they are actually pitched that plan to the faculty management and faculty management has indicated interest. As a matter of fact, faculty management has told them that if when they are ready, they will not then speak to the Department of Works. Because for any physical program will be consulted in school or that will be consulted in students. We have to get a program from the Department of Works or the Ministry of Department. So I will if I will write on this and I am positive that I will get approval from the Department.
So when exactly do you think the construction will have your
During my application. Okay, so I have already put out the contract to which will be the question of costing. So the costing was about 250,000, and it's something similar to what we have in the the ones that are recently constructed with the sheds and the blocks and all of that. So it's about 250,000. I have also given an online class, specifically 2,000 and 5,000 online class of both the president and the president, and they are, in fact, I couldn't ask for proposals. So they have also said that this plan is willing to foot the bill for this project.
Please, can we maintain decorum? So when exactly are we going to start?
Okay, yeah. So okay, so the proposal for this plan will be worked upon during holiday. Once we are sorry, if I understand, so during the holiday, we will send the proposal to this America because I understand that we cannot present the proposal this year and expect them to give us something else. So we give them a particular time to let's say on the first 5-6 weeks of the first semester. So towards the end of the first semester, I say that we will have enough for this project and professor will begin with grade of the first semester and the second semester. But we don't understand that. Yes.
I actually included in the manifesto about establishing a committee in every class, which is due to the ratification of the laws of the Representative Council. And this committee will be duly vested in the responsibility of recommending persons in each class if they are actually in need of project work as an indigenous student. And upon inviting these persons, we get to interview them and know how much they actually do this work because it's financial aid that we given to them.
Sorry, please answer this point fast. So you were the one that had the plan about having an usher agency. So they're going to can we mention that for your place? So he's planning to institute as an LSS ushering agency. So which means you have to properly incorporate it and individual involvement. So how much is that going to cost you? When is this going to happen? when is the initial setting up, getting the things you need, and who do you intend to put in charge of this ushering? So there are three questions now. When is this ushering agent going to be incorporated? How much do you need to incorporate an ushering agent? When do you intend to get money? Do you intend to be in charge of the ushering agent, or do you have someone in mind who will be in charge of it?
So, aside for the question where is this question just going to be incorporated? So specifically, I want to give you an example. But basically, this is a major source of technical advantages to this society. And I believe it is one of the major projects, but it's one of the projects that are giving importance to. And it should be as soon, almost as soon as the session is actually progressing. And
How much is it going to cost? Who is going to be in charge of it?
so, basically, the person that needs them is advertisement. So we need to put ourselves out there. We need to let people that we usher our content to them, materials, and look at it. And that is the first thing to do. Because there is not a budget for how much it is going to take to implement this particular project. But I believe one thing comes with Africa and what comes further intentionally looking for key instructions, which I intend
It does not matter that you intend to do it, you have to show us. Because now I have for a specific time frame. When is it going to happen? Is it first semester?
First semester, definitely.
And it's going to be in operation.
Yes.
You said there's no need for a budget, but you also agreed with me when I said it's an SLE. So you have to incorporate it as a company, right? Or do you? I mean, that costs money.
Oh, wait, we don't definitely get incorporate this issue.
Okay, but you're not incorporating that.
But I don't necessarily that.
Thank you. Mr. Barnabas.
I think there's still a
So you asked me two questions. First, that the J.J. Lobono, how do I intend to make it happen? So first, I would like to say that the J.J. Lobono was something that the previous administration wanted to do, and they already communicated it to the current team. I spoke with President Olabukunmi and he made me understand this, that it's a kind of idea he already pitched to the team, and he was willing to sponsor, or he was willing to support. And all right, thank you. Secondly, for the LSS hackathon, I would like to reiterate the fact that the LSS hackathon is not being introduced to replace our Mutamo, our debate, or our essays. But the LSS hackathon is going to be a project or a competition that entails, like I said, it entails pitching of business ideas. And for you to pitch business ideas, you need to make your research, you need to make your market survey, and all of that. And where will I get the funding from? I was privileged to be involved in the organization of the Tech Expo conference, the largest tech event that happened in sometime last year. That was sponsored by Honorable Juma, and she likely was the chief sponsor of this thing. So I already pitched the idea of this LSS hackathon to me, which he was absolutely fine with. Like I said, I do not only have these plans on paper, but I have plans set up to make these plans actually happen. So these plans here are deliberate because I make deliberate steps to meeting people that are more than willing to fund and to be a part of all of these projects. Thank you.
Can you mention some of those people? Can you mention some of those people?
Yes, so for example, there is one for me, Adekunle, another one, Honorable Danjuma. The Honorable Danjuma was the convener of the Tech Expo conference that happened. So since this is also a tech-related event, I was equally privileged to win a laptop in the last Tech Expo conference. So I pitched this idea to him that if I become president, I intend to do something like this. And the essence of this project, like I said, is the fact that we have people with amazing business ideas, amazing tech innovations that have not gotten any platform to actually display these things to the people. So I pitched it to him and he was willing. Fine. One thing I know for a fact is that uncertainty and plans come hand in hand. But I believe that one person says, I will do this with sponsorship. And I am saying that I will do this with sponsorship from this person. Even if it's by a 0.001 certainty. Mine is too much. Thank you.
Back to you, Barnabas. Thank you. Can you estimate how much LSS spends on their yearly programs and events? Can you estimate, just give an estimate?
An accumulation of all the events,
Yes.
okay, maybe about, let me say, 5 million.
All right, let's say 5 million. How much will those programs you listed to generate income for LSS? How much do you think they will generate? And how much do you think they will ease the financial burden on LSS?
Now, the specific idea about this project is actually the fact that whether these amounts that generated by these programs hugely significant or will be actually manageable. The idea is that we have something that can actually cater in any little way for some of the activities. Even if this particular event
And what
definitely. Definitely. Because the idea is that about an ushering agency is that we put an advertisement out, and when an advertisement is put out, for well, I reached out to an ushering agency in Lagos, ushering agency in Lagos, and I actually got to analyze the fact that per activity they get to cater for 300,000 naira, 400,000 naira. And out of this particular sum, they get to pay people who they've actually recruited to usher for this particular event. And they also get to keep a commission for themselves as the agency that has organized such events likewise.
So I don't discover that you didn't answer one of my questions. Who do you intend to be in charge of the ushering agency?
Oh, well, for now, I have actually not given much thought to that. But definitely, I think about someone suitable for the project, and that person will be the one who is going to pioneer this project. I mean, there are a lot of persons within the Lost Society who are actually innovating, a lot of them, and I will duly give consideration to this before someone will make this project.
So I was going to ask about the ushering agency because one, I have an ushering agency and I work as an usher in a lot of events. So what I'm saying here is not at all detailed or in any way factual. First of all, you're saying you're going to have an LSS ushering agency, which means it has everything to do with the Faculty of Law. So what kind of events are you going to be giving these ushers to? Is it events that have to do with the Faculty of Law or outside the Faculty of Law? Now, if there are events within the Faculty of Law, Faculty of Law usually gets volunteers for their events because I've volunteered before. They do not pay. How do you intend to convince them to begin to pay? Now, that's one. Now, if it is for events outside the Faculty of Law, how do you intend to ensure the safety of the people you are taking out of the Faculty of Law to events that you are not even sure of? Because you're talking about having somebody to pioneer this thing. So how do you ensure the safety of these people? How are you going to be sure of the amount you are going to be paid? And 300,000 naira that you mentioned. First of all, that's not very true. That's one. Two, that's for Lagos State, not for your state, because I can tell you that the amount paid in Oyo State is way lesser than that of Lagos. So how are you going to entice students of the Faculty of Law with an amount that is way less? And that's going to lead them out of the Faculty of Law to a place that you're not even sure of. Are you going to pay for transportation? What exactly is your plan? Because this is very, very serious.
So the first thing is that I'm very much aware of the fact that for events in the Faculty of Law, most often than not, they are usually voluntary. So I do not extend or this program specifically is not intended for events within the faculty. So they are actually intended for events outside the confines of the Faculty of Law. So and how do I intend to guarantee safety? So the first thing is the LSS itself organizes a means of transportation for these people to and fro. And this definitely is included in the package for booking such events. Because I spoke with someone who is into this. And one of the things they consider before they pay is, okay, how many persons do you need for this particular event? So, yes, of course. Okay. Okay, I reached out to Socrates in 400 level. I reached out to Socrates in 400 specifically, and also reached out to some other persons whom I know are involved in the ushering business. Not very far. Like I said, I reached out to Abajesude agency in Lagos. Huh? So like I said, I did a raw person with that. Now, in Lagos, like I said earlier, so number one, it depends. Number one, it depends on the number of persons that are actually needed for this event. And this number of persons that are needed for this event, the venue is built or everything like that actually correlates with the amount that we charge for such event. So there is no fixed or specific amount, or there is no fixed or specific price that will put out for this project. However, it depends on what is the number of persons you need. So another thing is that I also talked to a few persons in the University of Nigeria anyway, specifically the vice president of Los Salvador. So specifically, the vice president of LOSA in Enugu is a good friend. And this LOSA ushering agency is very much comfortable. And it is any no matter how little it is, the faculty of the So this basically is what I can also replicate.
Please, the next question.
Okay, Mr. Barnabas, in as much as your manifesto looks well spelled out, it lacks empirical evidence. Okay, under referencing, you stated boundary scheme for indigent students. Now, how many students do you intend to support this?
Okay, so the question is number one, largely depend on the availability of resources and how I intend to actually pursue the realization of this program. The first is that actually the vice director of Sini Boko Charity Foundation. And this Sini Boko Charity Foundation is a foundation that is well invested in further realization of an SDG goal, which is quality education. And having pitched my idea before this particular foundation, they are willing to actually lend their hand to the realization of this project. Number one.
Is the boundary scheme, is it going to be partial?
Is it going to be
Partial or full?
partial?
Partial, all right.
Okay, for me, there are no questions, rather pieces of advice. So to Mr. Abajesude Heritage, so for the LSS Academy of Advocacy and Professional Build-Up, so for that, I believe that those of us who are interested in advocacy, those of us who are looking for practicing this resolution, we already put our mouth, do it on our own. Can you hear me clearly?
That's it.
Those of us interested in advocacy, we are already in put our work societies, the central one and our chambers societies, right? And even we belong to JDR society. So you saying that you have a special plan to bring in people who are not interested. It's just like a waste of maybe a waste of resources. I'm sorry, but instead, something like this should focus on the practice and procedures of litigation and arbitration rather than moot and work activities. Yes, we do moot and work every time, but that we have members who are really interested in this activity. So instead, sweep the areas to teach us so that we're familiar with them. That's for that. Sorry.
Can I give a few questions to you?
Okay, Jay.
All right. So I think the clarification needed in that aspect is that advocacy is not limited to moot and work. Advocacy also extends to alternative business resolutions and all of these. And like I said, the essence of Academy of Advocacy is that I've said in my chamber 6 times, and I know that people have very low participation in chamber moot and work and also in chamber activities. So the concept of Academy of Advocacy will be incorporated into chamber activities. Hence, introducing what we like syllabus for chambers. So these chambers are teaching the theoretical aspect of legal writing, legal research, professional correspondence, moot and work, ADR, and all of that. While the practical aspects will now be taught in terms of uncertainties in academic advocacy. Hence, with this, we are creating students of one school. We get to teach people out of advocacy and all of that, and we also get to increase chamber participation. Thank you.
Okay. Police becoming NW lab is starting in subscription to NW lab and the annual plan is starting in for a long long. The lowest plan is also annually. For junior legal, it is 2,500 naira per month. So, do you think even after negotiations, many law students will still be able to afford these subscriptions? And then finally to Mr. Barnabas. Yeah, and in practice, we have the inner part and the outer part. So, with this thing into the student participation, and then if yes, I will be the take in practice, it is 10 years post-law and then 20 cases trial and that. But for student participation, what will be the criteria?
Okay, thank you for the question. So with regard to the plan for the World Report subscriptions, like I said, I have reached out to this law report. For example, Judy Legal is gotten back and they are willing to give us a 50% discount. So the current payment plan per month for Judy Legal is 2,500 and the 50% discount for that is 1,250. Yes. Also, I plan to go about this plan on my agenda in 2 ways. Either we secure a subsidized payment for law students, or depending on the plans and the proposal that they give to us, we pay in bulk. Of course, if the LSS is able to secure funding, let's say the legal says they will provide free access for every law student for the session for 300,000. Of course, if the LSS is able to secure funding, we'll make payment for this. So it will be openly accessible to every law student. So I am considering two possible alternatives.
So the first step towards the realization of introducing the student bar, number one, is a bill already exists in the house in this particular regard. So there was a discussion in the house on the introduction of the student bar. So the first step is to draft an act in this particular regard. And that act is the one that constitutes the composition, the criteria of who would actually be brought into the bar. So it's not like for me to list out the criteria, and these are acts to actually be drafted by the Law Student Representative Council. So this acts to come into effect, and it will definitely see composition and every other that has to do with the realization of that particular project.
All right, thank you very much. So for these questions, please try to be as concise as possible. No time wasting. This question is for challenge and heritage. You both mentioned improvements to the LSS website, right? For challenge, you mentioned incorporating AI and whatnot, while for heritage, it's quite comprehensive. What is the cost of doing this? Have you done any cost analysis? And when should members of LSS expect this? Sorry, I want actual straightforward answers, please. Just very straightforward. Thank you.
So when the current LSS website was created, I was part of the planning committee. So I have also reached out to the web designer who created the LSS website. And he has told me that to integrate this AI auto response feature, it will cost between 50,000 to 60,000 naira. And this will be implemented before the end of the first semester.
You intend to source for the funds from?
We reach out to, in fact, I have also spoken to an alumnus. That is Barrister Adekunle Oluwabukunmi with this proposal, and they have indicated interest in sponsoring.
So you said first week?
I said before the end of first semester.
Before the end of first semester, right?
Yes.
Mr. Heritage.
So since this project started last session, I reached out to the person in the session, and he told me that we used a particular friend of his that was intending who gave me a discount for the project. So I asked for the person's contact and reached out to him again. And the person told me that the only thing needed to change was the host, which would cost about 80,000 naira. So regarding how we get the funding for this project, I happen to know a couple of people who are highly interested in tech. I mean, tech is taking over the entire world. So these people are more than willing to be a part of any tech-related project at the LSS team. So I'm very confident that they'll be willing to sponsor or fund a plan like this. And when she does going to be expecting this thing before the end of first semester, like I can say, because
Thank you. That's sufficient. Sorry, everyone. Please, we're about to round up, so please let's just maintain the quorum. Thank you very much. For Challenger and Barnabas as well, you both intend to incorporate YouTube and have students take courses and put them on. How feasible is this plan? I mean, when you're talking about actual written materials, which are a lot easier to produce, tutorial sessions, you still do not have a lot of people showing up. You still find difficulties with that. If you are going to shoot YouTube content and people write script and whatnot for all of the courses across all of the levels, how feasible is it that why not just explore the alternative that is putting on the tutorial?
Okay. First of all, I would like to point out that this plan is not taking all of the topics in all of the courses. We'll be giving special focus to certain topics across 24 courses that a lot of students find very difficult. And also, these YouTube videos will not be long. We intend for it to be about 15 to 20 minutes. So also, this is an alternative because a lot of students miss tutorials. In fact, I reach out to quite a number of law students who miss tutorials. And these tutorials last about 1 hour. Even if we record these tutorials, not many law students sit down for 1 hour to listen to these tutorial sessions. But for a video for 15 to 20 minutes that is taken by members of senior classes who have actually passed through this lecture that have taught them this course, it will be easier for them to understand.
Thank you. If tutorials take as long as an hour, you want to compress all of that information into 15 to 20 minutes, you have quite a lot to do, so just mention observation.
Okay, so the idea is that identifying a problem and trying to provide a solution to it is a different ballgame entirely. And over 3 years in the faculty of law, since 3 years in the faculty of law, I have given notice to the fact that physical tutorials are majorly effective for 100 students. So how do I intend to actually? Now, number one, we bring people who are experienced and very good at teaching. And explain this process. And the way this process are actually going to go, the way we are going to go about this is we actually pick certain courses which actually have a high level of difficulty, and we get to shoot these in bits, and not just like compressing the 1 hour video or an extensive class or extensive lecture. So we shoot it in series. The first semester, the project will go.
All right, thank you very much. Now, we're going to throw in just one question open to the public for every one of you. You have less than 30 seconds to reply, each one of you. So this question is from law students saying, during the auditing of the last executive council, they were required by the LSRC to provide the names of sponsors of events and an amount donated. These details were not supplied by the previous council. Do you think it is a fair request? Let's start from Mr. Heritage first.
yes, I think it's a fair request. Because I think it's a right of the members of the law students to know the individuals that are getting involved in the administration. And it's a duty on the part of the services to be as transparent as possible and provide as many details as we can regarding sponsorship.
I think it's a fair request because members of the Law Student Society, especially members of the LSRC, their job is to ensure accountability and transparency and ensure that matters of financial records, especially, is conducted with integrity. So
were you a member of the last council, executive council?
Yes.
This question is more going to be directed to you. Why was it provided for? Are you privy to that information?
I am not privy to that information because for sponsorship, it was mostly in conjunction with the president and the vice president.
I was actually a member of the last audit committee that was constituted by the Law Student Representative Council. And it was actually a fair request from the audit committee to the executive council because basically financial transactions actually are premised on fairness. And in a bid to actually get this project, or in a bid to reach a better auditing and the best of auditing, so we need to get every financial document, even down to the list of sponsors, in order to actually have fair financial auditing.
So these are the questions from the latest, and they've heard your reply.